All right, let's jump right into it. Welcome to this explainer. If you're a massive football fan, you already know the World Cup group stages are intense. But what we're mapping out today, it is a sheer logistical marathon that takes the tournament to an entirely new level. Just wrap your head around this number, 72. That's an unbelievable 72 matches crammed into just 17 days. When you really dig into the schedule, you realize this isn't just a tournament anymore. It is an absolute endurance test, averaging over 4 matches every single day. The volume of football heading our way is literally unprecedented. So here's how we're going to break this all down. We'll start with kickoff and the opening matches, power through the mid-June football marathon, hit approaching the halfway mark, tackle the final group stage push, and wrap up by asking who will lift the trophy. Let's start right at the beginning. Section 1. Kickoff and the opening matches, from June 12th through the 14th. Things get underway on June 12th and 13th, and right out of the gate, you'll notice how wild these kickoff times are. We're talking 1 a.m. matches like South Africa versus Mexico, all the way to 8 a.m. when South Korea takes the pitch. It guarantees that someone, somewhere on Earth, is watching in prime time, while the rest of us are probably brewing some midnight coffee. And then, by June 14th, the intensity just skyrockets. We jump straight up to 5 matches packed into a single 24-hour window, throwing heavyweights like Brazil and Germany right into the mix. It locks fans into this relentless, round-the-clock viewing cycle. Honestly, you might want to start adjusting your sleep schedule right now. With 1 a.m. and 4 a.m. kickoffs being the absolute norm, keeping up with this early round is going to take some major dedication. We're talking a lot of alarms, folks. Moving right along to Section 2, the mid-June football marathon, covering the 15th through the 18th. Rolling into the 15th and 16th, there is just a steady, nonstop stream of matchups. What's super fascinating here is the sheer geographical diversity all clumped together. It completely forces viewers to switch gears between vastly different tactical styles day and night. And the pace refuses to drop on the 17th and 18th. Instead of just 1 or 2 highlight games, we're getting a continuous wave of fixtures. It pits global powerhouses and regional underdogs against each other in what becomes an absolute viewing marathon. So, pacing ourselves is completely vital here. By the time we hit the end of June 18th, we've already burnt through 25 matches. We are fully entrenched in the thick of it. But the craziest part is that the heaviest days are literally still to come. Which brings us to Section 3, approaching the halfway mark, from June 19th through the 23rd. This 3-day stretch from the 19th to the 21st is where desperation really sets in, because teams are now playing their second matches. With games kicking off at 1 a.m., 6:30 a.m., and 11 p.m., the pressure is constant on the squads fighting to survive, and on the fans just trying to keep up with the shifting standings. The football overload just keeps rolling through the 22nd and 23rd. The way the schedule weaves all these global storylines together is brilliant. By the end of the 23rd, we officially cross that massive 40-match threshold. It's mind-blowing to see how the schedule density builds up toward a crescendo. We start off on opening day with a totally manageable 2 matches, but then we bump up to 5 a day by the 20th. And organizers actually designed the stage to peak at a staggering 6 matches in a single day. Buckle up for Section 4, the final group stage push, spanning June 24th to the 28th. June 25th is basically the definition of a scheduling bottleneck. We are hit with 6 simultaneous battles. Because of how they're clustered with multiple games starting right at 1 a.m., 4 a.m., and 7 a.m., you are definitely going to need multiple screens to track how these groups finally shake out. And that clustered format of heavy clash days, it just keeps going through the 26th and 27th. We consistently see critical matches kicking off at the exact same hour, back-to-back all through the night and into the early morning. It is an absolute logistical marvel. Finally, the group stage wraps up on June 28th with the very last 6 fixtures. Once that final whistle blows on the 8 a.m. matchups, an unprecedented run of 72 group stage games will officially be in the books. And that leads us to our final section, who will lift the trophy? After surviving this intense chronological marathon, looking at all those early morning clashes and the grueling back-to-back tests these teams have to endure, I leave you with this central question from our explainer today. So viewers, which team will win the FIFA World Cup trophy? Take a look back at the path we just mapped out and let that question sink in. Thanks for joining me.